Hello, morning, afternoon, good evening, wherever you're joining me from. Let me know if you can hear me. Can you hear me clearly wherever you are? Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm excited and I'm happy that you are here, and we're going to have an awesome time. So just let me know on the comment if you can hear me. Let me know on the comment. Thank you so much for those in Instagram. Thank you, Kel. Thank you, Kwana. Johanna, thank you guys for joining. Today we have an exciting thing we want to talk about, and this is something pertaining to man. Thank you, Hantu Andrea. How was your day? Yes, we can. All right, thank you so much, um, Macy, for that. Thank you. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please just hit the subscribe button wherever you are, and let's try to share this. Let's put this on uh, different platforms for those here, and also, you know, put it on other platforms as well, WhatsApp groups, invite people, let them come and let's have this conversation together because it's quite important that we have a conversation like this. All right. So I'm quite excited. Thank you so much. Thank you, Marsuma. Yeah, thank you for joining. And all the guys, also those on Facebook. I'm grateful. Thank you so much for joining us. We're excited that you are here, and I know that we're gonna have an amazing time. So let me just know how you are today. Let's know how you are and how things have been with you, right? You just give me some info about what has been happening on your side. Okay. Let's know what has been happening on your side. Okay. Let's see. Let's see what's going on. Okay. Let me know. Let me know. Awesome. All right. Thank you for those on Facebook. Yeah, see some people there. Right. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. That was awesome. All right. Thank you. Thank you guys. Thank you. Appreciate for joining us today. So let's share this. Let's make others know what we're doing here today. And I'm hoping that we're gonna have an interesting moment together. Right. Today we're looking at a topic that I believe is so important to a man, to a husband, particularly for those that are married. Last week we looked at the practical ways on how to create and sustain romance with your wife. And we talked about so many things, what romance looks like, and how can we do that for the guys to take note. Today, we're talking to the ladies, to the women, on what they can actually do to ensure that their relationship, to ensure that their marriage, um, romance is sustained. And I also want to say that romance isn't something that is not required today, regardless of how long you've been married. Okay. Romance is the affection that you have towards your spouse, is the desire that you have towards your spouse, and is that longing and that a constant state of being of trying everything you can do to make sure that you guys are in a very good place in the marriage, good place in the relationship. So romance is very important to a man. It's very, very important um, to a woman. Hence, as a coach, and I've seen this thing over and over again in many of my coaching sections, I've heard, I've read, and I've known that as human beings that are relatable, that are still on this earth, not people that have gone to another part of the world beyond this place, romance is very, very important. And there's no need to be ashamed because the romance is being given to you by your husband, by your wife. So we shouldn't be ashamed of romance being offered to us, and we shouldn't be ashamed that our relationship need to continuously cultivate, endeavor to keep romance and sustain it for the lifetime of that marriage. So it's important that we, as spouses, endeavor to keep that alive and strong. Okay. And it's very emotional sometimes, right? It could be in different forms, it could be expressed in different ways. But I just want to speak to the ladies now. I want to talk to the ladies, and I want to talk about what are the things that the ladies do. Because if you want to talk about how to create and sustain romance in any marriage, in any relationship, let's talk about the other side, because there's always two sides to things, right? So let's talk about first what is on this side that most times women are doing, and men just says, nah, this is, I don't like this. This is not romantic. This is not good. This is not great. So what are those things that we do as women, as wives, that the man completely do not like? Okay. So it's very, very important we understand that. And I want to be very real here. Okay. I want to be very, very real and practical about this. Because I'm a man and I'm married myself, and I know how important it is to have a romantic environment that is very, very cordial, accepting, and very, very unique. So, the first thing that most men tell me is when their wives completely ignores their hobbies and interests. And then you might be wondering, really? Yes. Think about it. Before you marry this man, there was some unique hobbies he has and interest. Now you've married this man and you just want the man to completely stop everything. Things that makes him happy, things that make him appreciated and loved, that make him feel romantic. And then the woman in their life just don't want them to do any of that again. I'm not saying things that are going to harm the relationship. I'm not saying things that are destructive. I'm not saying things that are not good to maintain the health of that marriage in a positive way. So when you dismiss and you do not show interest in your husband's hobbies and interests, I can tell you, it will make him feel very unappreciated and very unloved and very uncared for. So this can make your husband disconnect from you. So if you think about it right now, are there some things that your husband really like doing and is interested in doing and is not harming the relationship in any way, but you have completely stopped him from doing it? You have done everything to just sabotage, truncate, and completely make sure that this thing disappears from his life. And that is not great. And sometimes some men are interested in doing these things. Some men want to keep doing what they're doing, but because their wife doesn't pay any interest, whenever the man talks about something that is very important to him, the woman doesn't want to listen. In fact, the body language, the expression, and the way the woman does things does not even show in any way that that woman is interested. The body, the thing she says, those things kills the man's interest. But the woman wants romance. She wants the man to be close to her. She wants the man to be affectionate, but she's not reciprocating. And she thinks that these things will make the man excited and happy. So if you are doing this completely uninterested about your spouse's hobbies and interests and things they love, or you have made them not even to stop doing them completely, then you are not doing very well. And I can tell you that man might just be there like a log of wood, completely unaffectionate. And you wonder why. But in a way, you caused it. Number two, constant nagging. Constant nagging and criticizing the man. You know how painful this is, that the man comes home, he comes home looking for peace. The man comes home looking for quietness. He wants to rest. He just wants to chill. And the moment he comes through the door, she's nagging. Oh, you kept that there. Oh, you didn't do this. Oh, you were coming back, you didn't buy this. Constantly nagging. And even when the man does anything, it's judgment, condemnation. You're not this, you're not that. It's terrible. So constantly nagging and criticizing your husband can create a very strong negative atmosphere. There is no way romance will thrive in such an environment. And the man will feel really unloved. He will feel really inadequate, totally deflected, because the wife is not giving him rest. You know what I mean? It's not giving him peace. So, and this woman just constantly bash the man, nag, criticize. She barely say anything positive about the man. And no matter what the man does in the house, no matter what your husband does, no appreciation. He's done 99. He didn't do one, but that's the only one you pick, and you constantly hit back on him. Or anything that happened, you remember everything that the man has ever done in the past, and you keep them like a record. Once after a while, and you keep hitting the man, you will deflate him. You will knock his confidence, knock his self-esteem. He'll be miserable. He will even run away from you. So it's really, really important. As a woman, are you constantly talking? Because there are times you should just listen, but you're constantly talking. Like your mouth is so sharp and razor-like and piercing, and you're all the time talking and talking and talking and talking, constantly nagging, criticizing the man. Well, and you think that's romantic? No, it isn't. That will not be great. And I see this a lot of times in my coaching room. I'm a man, when I come back home and after working so hard, regardless of anything, one thing I need when I arrive is rest, is peace. I just want quietness. I want calmness. No matter what is happened during the day, no matter what has happened, I just want to breathe. I don't want that is it kills the man. Kills the man. So a nagging wife, a criticizing wife will not help romance in that marriage, and the man will not feel romantic at all. Number three, taking him for granted. You have been with this man for a very long time. You knows about his flaws, his vulnerability side. You knows about his inadequacies. He knows about his shortcomings, his highs, his lows. You know his background, his history. Every unique data about this man is in your hand. And because of this, you begin to appreciate him less. All his effort, all his dedication and commitment. And even when he tries to give an instruction or he tries to lead, because you're so familiar with this man, you know everything about this man, and because one or two conflict has happened, you start taking this man for granted. Taking him for granted means you stop taking him seriously, you stop following his instructions, his leadership, you stop admitting to him that when you are wrong, you feel bloated, you feel high-minded, you become so cocky and crafty, and you just throw the man and treat him like a 1 year old. You shout at him, you correct him in public, you just do whatever you like because there is no longer respect for the man. Wow, you have completely finished that man. And I don't know how you want the man to be comfortable with you when you do that. So these are ways that some women express, I want to correct him. I want to do this. I want to do that. And you think by doing these things to the man that you have actually made the man better, or you're trying to get the man to a place that you desire. It's not going to work. The man will be really, really upset. So it's important you think about that. The other thing that ladies do, the women do, their wives do, is withholding affection. withholding affections towards the man, and I'm talking about what kind of affection, but specifically the physical affection, sexual intercourse, sexual relationship, and a woman uses that form of withholding physical intimacy to the husband as a punishment to get back at him. You deliberately reject your husband, his advances, and you know the need of your husband, that this is critical for him as part of a man that loves romance, but because you're not happy, sometimes you fake you have headache. I'm not talking about genuine, but you know you don't have headache. You know you are not sick. Sometimes you fake you have period, but you don't have period. Or you just tell the man that that you're emotionally down. You just bring all kind of excuses because you know that you don't want the man to reach out to you. So you use withdrawal of sexual fulfillment for your husband as a way to get back at him. The man will feel rejected. The man will feel distance. And God forbid, he might start looking outside. And then you are wondering why. It's not an excuse to look outside, but sometimes the women also contribute to the man looking outside. We need to be very honest about this stuff. Yeah, I can understand that there are misunderstandings in the marriage. There could be challenges, ups and downs, but it's the responsibility of the couple to find a way forward. But if they have not choosing not to find a way, and they know that this need is very important to their husband, they choose not to fulfill it, what do you expect will happen? You're just exposing the man to unnecessary temptation and to something that might really hurt your marriage later. So it's really, really important you think about what you do and what you say and how you act towards your husband. Otherwise, it's going to impact the romantic state of that home. Some other women, number five, is they're very controlling, like overly controlling, trying to deliberately dictate and manage every detail, every segment, every minutest part of the husband's life. They don't want the husband to be autonomous in making some decisions. They don't even consult the husband about anything. They lead their husband feelings. They lead everything about their husband. And the man cannot fully be himself because of what the woman is doing. That will lead to frustration. That will lead to real resentment. The man will really dislike this. And every man has this leadership trait, whether they use it or not, whether they express it or not, but it's inherent, it's there. That's the way God have designed us. That's the way God has made us. And men have natural ego as well. Now, a lot of the natural ego is can be used for something positive. But where an ego is synonymous to I want to ensure what belongs to me is kept, is preserved, is sustained. So you can use it reframing the positive part of being having that kind of ego as a man for the well-being of your family and for your home. But when a woman controls, dominates, and literally subdue the man to the extent that she begins to make the man to not to even be able to express himself. The man cannot freely speak or share because the woman has taken over the state of the house. That could be very, very dangerous. Now, I could also see other ones as well that the woman could be just totally engrossed in social media, engrossed in technology, like constantly glued to her phone, glued to her phone. She's testing, she's WhatsApping, she's Snapchatting, she's Instagramming, she's Facebooking, she's YouTubing. She's just everywhere. And the man cannot even have attention. They go to the bedroom, she's on her phone. In the kitchen, she's on her phone. In the living room, she's on her phone. They're driving, she's on her phone. Constantly. And the man is trying to communicate, is trying to connect, is trying to talk. But the electronic devices have just made a vow that they will make sure the wives of these men do not leave the electronics to the end of life. It's like they are tied to the electronics, always on one device or the other. But the husband is going to feel ignored. He's going to feel unimportant. That's the truth. So if you're constantly like this and a man cannot freely connect with you because devices have taken over the house, taken over your life, what do you expect the man to do? How do you even want the man to be fully ready and totally committed to you? So we also need to watch technology per se to ensure that it does not deal with our home and wreck things. Now, you can even have a technology device policy in your home within your marriage. Both of you can agree that when you are together, the one person cannot be on the phone while the other person is talking. When you want undivided attention to talk about anything or to discuss, to have a fun time, keep the phone aside. You can say we leave the phone outside the bedroom when we are in here for a certain number of time or not entirely. Whatever works for your relationship based on agreement as mature adult, go ahead and do that to ensure that you're not allowing technology to distract or to keep you guys away from being romantic or for your husband experiencing that. The other one that I see that most men like is when their wife compare them to others. Compare, what about Jenny's husband? Look at this and that. What about this and that and that and that? And the wives constantly compare their husband to other people, and they literally point out specific shortcomings in their lives and then compare it with another man that doesn't have the shortcoming. And as a result of that, their husband does not deserve their respect. Their husband does not deserve to be who he's supposed to be. And they are constantly doing that. That deflates a man's self esteem. That knocks off his confidence. That makes the man just to be like a child of 1 year old. And the man is going to withdraw. One of the worst things you will do to your husband is comparing his performance with another man or with another husband or with your former exes or with your pastor or with your leader. It doesn't matter who the person is. That is terribly wrong. And that will really impact your relationship and your marriage. So it's really, really important that you pay attention to these things. So the question is, do you compare your husband with other people? Yes, other people can inspire you to know how to pass that information to your husband or inspire the couples or inspire the marriage, but not to be comparing him to the detriment of destroying his worth, his self-esteem, his confidence, and especially pointing out his shortcomings, his flaws, and making him just feel like nobody. That is really painful. Every human being wants to be loved, wanted, desired, and respected. And if you do that to your husband as a wife, you are not doing great. And the man definitely will do everything to walk away when these things are happening. And most times it's not good. And walking away, I mean, they can withdraw themselves. They can stay away from you. They can go to another room. And if they try to connect with you, keep doing this, you will just bring serious distance between you and your husband as a wife. The last one I want to mention is lack of appreciation. I know that women do quite a lot, especially the household chores and so many other things that women are involved in. They are very, very powerful individuals. They're very enterprising, multitasking. They do a lot of great things well. And I know that the men as well are doing whatever they can to support. But where the man is not doing anything at all, that's a different conversation. And you can find another way to address that in a respectful manner that will ensure that the man actually listens and do something different to be better at that area in your marriage and relationship. But where you just see the man as someone that can never be appreciated, you never acknowledge any effort that the man put, whether work, protection, kids, family, whatever it is in the marriage and relationship. There is no form of appreciation. In your mouth is lack of appreciation. Constantly violating this principle of making a man feel like he's trying, he's doing something. That man will feel so unmotivated. Even the things he does, you'll be surprised, they will stop doing it because they will say, what's the point? No matter what I do, it's not enough. So being unappreciated will completely demotivate your husband and make your husband not to even put more effort in anything at all. And then you feel upset, you feel angered, you feel frustrated. Why? Because the man is no longer doing anything in the house or the things that you want him to do. and that will not be the best for you as a wife. So what is the best thing to do? The best thing to do is for you to find a way to create and sustain romance in a more positive way in your marriage. When you neglect him, you do not regard his feelings, you do not regard his emotions, and you just make him feel he's not important, unworthy of your love and affection, but you want him to regard your own feelings. You want him to regard your own emotions. You want him to be there for you, but you are not there for him, or you believe in whichever form that the man emotions does not matter. The only person that matters there is the wife and her emotion. There's no way the man will feel comfortable there. We are all human beings and we are emotional beings regardless. But some gender might have it more than the other, or individuals might have it more than the other, depending on so many other factors and their own individual natural wiring. But regardless of anything, the man has a feeling. And if we don't regard that and everything the man does is not good, there's no way that man will feel loved and become romantic or show any form of affection towards you. This thing is two-way side. If the man does his part, I think the women should also do their part as well. By doing this, you will realize that the behavior of the man will begin to change. And if it doesn't change, then we'll find professional support and help. We deal with things in a different way and in a more matured, respectful way. Otherwise, we just get ourselves into a more difficult place that at times is difficult to come out from. So this is just understanding the dynamics around romance. But we're going to talk about how would the woman now cultivate this? How would the woman now actually do this? But before we go, I just want to use this moment to talk about an event that is coming up in London. We're going to take a short break very quickly. But this event is coming up in London, and it's important that you attend. It's important you are part of that event in London. Okay. So we have this event called the High Performing Man. It's a conference titled The Complete Man. This is happening in central London on the 6th of July. I can tell you that this event is one of its kind. I've always realized that women are doing so much to help themselves, to support themselves, and to empower themselves to be a unique man in this world today. And there's not a lot of focus on the men overall well-being, whether parenting, relationship, marriage, career, business, spiritual, finance, everything that makes a man unique, dealing with our traumas and our past and finding way to forge ahead. So hence we believe that men can also help men. And this is exclusive physical event in the central place in London. So you are invited to be part of this as a man. Make sure you register in this event. It's really, really important. You go to the website www.marriedlifemanagement_, to register for this event because of the impact it's going to create in your life. And as wives, it's also important that you register. And if you're not in the UK and you want to come, why not? You can come. Or you know somebody that is here, but you are far away from the UK, but you know your family and friends that are here, you can actually invite them, tell them about this program, and let them join us in London. Let's just take a look at what happened last year when we had this conference, just for you to have a taste of what is to come. It's going to be an insightful, amazing, and transformational program if you show up. Let's see quickly.
High Performing Man Conference. Wow.
Hi everyone, I'm John, and I've just finished with the High Performance Men Conference.
High Performing Man Conference was amazing.
What an extraordinary weekend this has been. It's been a very power-packed weekend from beginning to the end.
I wasn't quite sure what to expect coming in, but I mean, you've blown all my expectations.
And honestly, I'm lost for words. I'm blown away, but I'm also left really, really challenged and charged as well. When I came in this morning, my expectations were nowhere near what I actually came and experienced today.
If you were in the room, I've just been hearing that the most seen men, they are vulnerable, they are authentic, And I think it's time for men to begin to help men more.
I've met some very, very wonderful speakers, made some wonderful connections, but more importantly, I've been charged to become the man that I believe God has called me to be.
And look, we're finished. And they're still around. Nobody wants to go home.
Right? This is the first time I'm ever seeing men at a conference not wanting to go home.
So that means this have gone on for hours and hours if you even could.
And because we've had a very, very insightful and a thought-provoking and life-transforming and life-changing seminar.
We encourage you and really charge you that if you hear about this next year, please do everything to attend, because you would not remain the same.
When there's another event, I'm definitely coming. My name is Michael, by the way.
If you see anything anywhere, before they finish saying high performing, before they say the man, you'll have bought your ticket already, because you just don't want to miss the next one.
Wanting to invest in whatever it is that God has called you to do, you want to register for next year.
So you can go to this website, buy your ticket here, www.limitlesslifepro academy. Okay, and that's the website, www.limitlesslifepro.com. Just go on that website to get your ticket, and you can send that to your friends and family. You can even sponsor someone to be in that event that you really want. Your brother, your husband to be, your friends. You know, you can get them to this place, because it's going to be an exciting and transformational program on the 6th of July. Buy your ticket at www.limitlesslifepro.com. And if you want to know more about this event, go to the website, and you can have the time to talk about it, look at it, and get your ticket. We're offering 50% discount at the moment on the ticket, and this is why you cannot miss this event. It's a life changing, transformational event. Your mind will shift maritally, your mind will shift as a man. Your mind will shift about money, about health, about fitness, about relationship, about spirituality. Everything that you can think about is going to be covered in this event in a way that is particular and unique to the man. So don't miss this. Join us in London on the 6th of July. Now let's talk about the second part before we wrap this up, which is how can a woman now build romance with the husband? We have seen what romance is not to the man. Any woman doing those things we've talked about, there is no way the man is going to be comfortable in that family. When the woman is nagging, she's criticizing. When the woman is taking him for granted, disrespecting him. When the woman is punishing the man by not providing sexual intercourse fulfillment for the man, when he's controlling, right? When he's not appreciating, not noticing any of his effort, dismissing his feelings, all these things are not great to keep the man excited and really hungry to be with the woman. So it's really, really important that we think about this and ensure that we don't get ourselves in that state that is difficult for the man to actually flourish with the woman. So, how are we able to do this as wives to support our husband and to make them feel love and to make them feel romantic? So, how do you create and sustain romance to your husband? Really, 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 really important. I want to say this. This is from my personal discussions with men, and from research and from what I've noticed, and also for me as a husband. It is important that you ask your husband, you ask the man in your life, what is romance to you? And how do you want to feel loved and romantic in this relationship? Because many men, let me say, generally, men are different, and different men have different needs. But I have common stuff that is very unique to men. Okay. But it doesn't mean that there are no particular variations that are very unique to your own man or to your own husband. So it's really, really important that the man actually knows that you are doing what is very important to the man. So having that first conversation about what is romance to you, How do you want me to do this? How important is this to you? And blah blah blah. All these things support and helps the man to understand the seriousness of what we are talking about, the seriousness of what needs to happen. Do you understand? So it's important that we're aware of that. It's important that we know that. It's important that we understand that conversation from the beginning is really, really important. Now, what are the other things that we have to do to make sure that the man feel romantic? I think after saying that, one that is very common, very, very common to most men, if not all men, depending on their personality, their desires, is when the woman shows very, very strong, very, very strong, very, very strong physical affection towards the man. All right. The affection that is making the man feel loved, making the man feel wanted, desired. And I call it pursuing the man. I know that they say men should pursue women all the time. But what's wrong? The woman pursuing the man as well. Okay. Your husband wants to know that he's affectionate towards you, and he wants to make sure that you actually show it. You can do this in form of hugs. You can do this in terms of cuddling and caressing his beard if you have one, or kiss or massage or something, whatever it is that he likes. And that's why you need to have that conversation to share with him. Okay. And even in that physical affection, the man want variation. He doesn't want you to just focus on missionary position forever. Sometimes you might try something new, right? You might try different positions to satisfy the man and makes the man feel comfortable around you. So obviously not something that is uncomfortable, not something that is gonna hurt, not something that is gonna put you in a state that is really, really miserable. I don't recommend that, and I don't think that is great or nice either. So showing affection to your husband in a way that he loves, he likes, is really important. And this physical attraction, physical intimacy, and romance are very important to him. So show that. Don't be shy and don't hide away. Just get involved and let the man know that you are actually serious and you are sincere about what is going on. Okay. Now, the other thing again that I believe is a romance to a man, when you show interest, to his activities, to his hobbies, and to things that he loves. Okay. Even if you don't like them, there are compromises you can make, and you can even suggest that you guys should even have some shared interest. If you feel that the man is extreme or the man is on that side that you don't want to go, are there some things that you and him can do together that becomes a shared interest in the relationship? The idea is having this little time to spend time together, quality time together, engaging in activities, engaging in things that strengthens your bond, your connection as a man, as a woman in the marriage and relationship. So anything that will make you guys feel excited about each other, that will draw you guys together, that will build your chemistry and build your bond as a husband and as a wife, it's really good. This is why that conversation needs to happen. So shared interest, interested in his hobbies, his activities, is a big deal. And that will also help the man to be excited to be around you and for you guys to actually enjoy the relationship. My relationship is very clear. There are certain things I love, there are certain things my wife loves. There are certain things she does, I'm not interested. There are certain things I do, she's not interested. But there are certain things I do, she's interested. And there are certain things she does, is interested. So you can do this interest and hobby audit. Okay. What do you like, what do you don't like, and all that, and then you find a way to relate, to find a way to get some common grounds within your activities, even though you might have some exclusivity in your hobbies and interests, but there are some that are going to be shared, and for the purpose of compromise and for the purpose of unity and finding a way to connect and bond and laugh and enjoy yourselves, you will find a way if you are really intentional about spending time together from a place of interest being shared, from a place of activities that both of you can enjoy and build intimacy from. If you think about this, the more you spend time together, the more you are connected, the more you are close, the better the bond and the better the chemistry, the better the relationship, and the better you are cemented to live and endure whatever comes your way. But when you are not having that proximity, proximity is only when you want to have sex, proximity is only when you want to have intercourse. That's not great. There are so many other things you can do outside this triangle of doing this or doing that or doing this other one, right? This is very, very important, and it's good you know that. The other thing again that the man found very important is respect. And like I said, respect is a huge deal for man. Respect is when you regard his opinion, when you regard him in relationship, when you consult him. Many men have different definition of what respect is to them. So my way of receiving respect might be totally different from yours, but it doesn't mean that we don't have common ground as a man what respect is. And I hear men say, I'm not respected. I want to be more respected in my home. Now, when a man says that, then there is a language the woman is speaking that he's not getting it. There's something that is happening in that relationship that the man feel that he's been disrespected. And I also want to say to you guys, ladies, I don't think it's fair for you to define what respect is to man because of what you have seen your mother did to your dad, or you did to your ex, or what you watched somewhere, or what you read in a particular book and all that. Whatever you've read, whatever you have seen, whatever you've observed outside, you can't use that as a commandment and as a central rule of law on how you treat your husband. Because your husband is not your ex, your husband is not your father, your husband is not all those men in the office. It's different. So this is why you need to ask him what is respect. And if he tells you, this is disrespect to me, this is respect, telling you what he sees as respect is very important. So you don't define respect for the man, just like the man is not going to define love and respect to you. He's an entity. He's an emotional being. He's a human being, and there are things that makes him feel respected. So it is important that the woman find out what are these things, and this is where conversation happens. So, ladies, don't entirely use whatever you've known outside, whatever you've read, and whatever you've decided, and then you are doing something in the marriage, and they're good stuff. They're really nice stuff, but they're not hitting the nail on the head. They are not directly piercing through your husband's heart. So, regardless of all these things you do, the man still say you are disrespecting me. Then you chill and you ask yourself, what is respect to you then? What exactly do you mean by respect? So let's start by having that conversation and let the man explain to you what it is. Because respect to a man is a big deal. But I cannot define respect for every man. Neither can you define respect to for every man. Let the man define respect for themselves. And that is how you find things exciting and exhilarating in that relationship. And that's how things will begin to change. And by admiring the man, valuing the man as a co-partner in the marriage and relationship, it will boost the man's self-esteem. It will boost him his strength. It will boost connection with you. And at the end of the day, it's a win-win situation. Okay. Now the other one that I believe that you can also help with your husband is that, you know, this is quite interesting and this is quite funny sometimes, but the man wants to play. Now play is really good thing. Play release all kind of hormones in your system. Okay. I'm talking about flirting and playing with your husband, not with another man, with your husband. There is this banter, they call it. There's this vibe. There's something about you and your husband that just makes you guys giggle, laugh, and just enjoy the company of one another. And this thing, it keeps the relationship light-hearted. Sometimes you make fun about some things in your relationship, some of your past memories or what is going on now. It just helps to ignite some some amazing neurochemicals to be activated in your system. That this feeling of desire and love and excitement, that this there's something it does to you guys. So when the woman is not playful, when the woman is always very serious, when the woman does not have time to play with the husband, there could be a reason for that. Maybe she's going through some traumas, maybe she's not happy, maybe there's an underlying conflict. But if there is none of those things, why wouldn't a woman play? Why wouldn't you play? Playing is good. Play in the bathroom, play in the bedroom, play outside, play anywhere, play in your living room. You need to play. And what I mean by that, don't sweat the small stuff. Just let some things go and just joke about stuff and just be funny with each other. Can you make your husband laugh? Like seriously, wives, can you make your husband laugh? Can your husband laugh because of you? Or everything you say, your husband cries? Everything you say, your husband is running away? Everything you say, your husband just say, "Oh no, not again." Or the man is just so excited to be in your company because you're funny, you're exciting. Even if you don't know how to do this thing, you can learn. Study your husband. Try to understand how you can connect with that his humor side. Or maybe you think your husband never laughs, or your husband is not funny. Is there a way that you can get into this man's heart to make him laugh? Because laugh is emotional. Okay, being excited is emotional. What can you do to trigger that part of him? Don't just leave the man. They love these things. All right. So this is why you need to find out what exactly works for your husband. And I know that fun, flirting, laughing, and just having that exciting time is good for the man, and it helps the man as well. The other one that I know that men also need is compliment and appreciation. One thing about man is we love achievements, we love to work. Okay, that might not be the entire state for all men, but I can tell you, majority of men like to work. They like to achieve things. They like to do things because this is how we are wired. Right from the Garden of Eden, the man began to walk before the woman showed up. Before God made the woman and brought the woman to the man was busy. So an achievement is a big deal for us. Really, really important. So when you genuinely compliment your when you genuinely compliment your husband, it's really, really important that you help your husband to understand that all the work he's doing and the effort he's putting is seen, and his effort is appreciated. Now, if you want your husband to do that to you, then you have to do that to the husband as well. So the woman is not the only one that needs to be appreciated in the marriage. That's just not fair. And some men are really trying. Some men are really putting a lot of effort, but the wife is constantly just not seeing anything good that the man is doing. So how do you expect that man to be romantic? How do you expect that man to be comfortable around you? It's just not possible. If you want something, you also need to give that thing. So compliment your husband. His little achievement, his effort in the home, the qualities he brings. The man will feel loved, valued, respected, and also desired at home. But if you say, "Well, I've not gotten that, I'm not doing it. I'm I'm not gotten that, I'm not doing it," you are always complaining, nagging, you're always looking for something that has not been done. How do you expect the man to be free with you? Before you realize it, your husband will start dodging you, start walking away, and then you're saying, "Oh, my husband is not connecting. My husband is not close to me. My husband does not love me, does not like me." But you chase the man away with your criticism and nagging and always complaining. There's nothing good you says about the man, no matter what he does. That is not going to be nice. So this is why you have to appreciate and compliment your husband. Really, really important. If you want that man to feel valued, respected, and loved, this is really good. The other thing that I believe that men does and need and want and make them feel respected is when you as a wife is their cheerleader. It's almost the same thing as appreciation. But when you celebrate them, when you celebrate their milestones together, when you really see that he has done well and you try to help him, sometimes the man is on the floor. He's lost his job, he's lost his business, nothing is working, he has failed this, he has failed that, and he's not really doing great. What are you going to do? Are you going to shut him down? Are you going to make him feel more miserable as a wife? Pick him up, Say words that uplift. Say words that is gonna impart him. Say word that is gonna encourage him, right? And this is really important. Men also feels that their wife can also plan some getaway together. It's not only man that should plan a getaway. It's not only man that should strategize a getaway or book a restaurant or have a date night. That's not just only the man. The woman too, she initiate this. This makes the man feel really romantic. So get a place around where you are right now, in your country, in your city, in your town. It doesn't have to be expensive, but that showing effort that you want to spend some time away with your husband, a day, a night, a restaurant, or whatever it is, it also makes the man feel that you are part of this romantic stuff, which is very, very important and which is very, very great. Okay, a man loves that. Really important by doing that. I know that today we don't write love letters again, but it's important. The text messages you send to the man, the way you hail your man, the way you appreciate your man by sending text messages, by writing something to the man. These things are good. Who wouldn't want to get love letters? Who want to get text messages, WhatsApp? Who want to get messages that uplift and make them feel like they are the superhero, they are the hero in your life, they are really loved and wanted and desired. I don't think any man would not want that. That's just so true. So, ladies, it's important that you find a way to connect with the man on that level. Really, really important. And try to have a what I call plan a tech-free evening. You know what that means? Like undivided evening where tech is not involved. It's just both of you, right? No phone, no iPad, no devices. It's just both of you. Plan it. And a woman, what's wrong saying, my husband, drop your phone, drop your this. It's just two of us. Let's have time together. So if you're one that sticks so much with your phone, you say, look, this evening, no phone. And it's just both of you. That will really, really impact your marriage and relationship. And that will connect you guys together. Nothing distracting and nothing making you guys feel that you are not getting involved in your marriage and relationship. Really, really important. And then the other thing that the man loves when it comes for romance is let the woman initiate sex. It's not only the man. Some women think, well, it's the man that wants it more, it's the man that likes it more. Okay, why don't just he be the only one? It's not good. It's not nice. So I'm telling you from a man's perspective, the woman as well need to initiate, like literally come and tell the man, seduce the man, flirt with the man, attract the man, pull the man away from office chair, whatever, send him text messages, like just be all over the man. Let the love ravish the man. And I can tell you, the man will be so happy. The man might not say it, but it's like, oh my goodness, she actually initiated, like she made me get down to business. This is good. So we're not saying you should do it every second, every minute, every day, but put it as a routine to also initiate time with your husband. Let him come to you by the moves of your face, the move of your body, the move of your whatever sexiness, something, whatever you do. Just get the man in the mood. That's what we're saying. And literally tell the man, I want to get down with you today, like really right now. Come over here. Let's get this job done. You kidding me? And you think the man is gonna say, no, I'm not interested. I don't want this. Forget about it. I don't want it. And when the man have seen all these packages, can tell you that man will be running helter skelter. I'm telling you. And he will tell his friends, he say, man, there's this lady I have in the house, something else. So, and you know one thing that does? When all these women outside, look at it. The men are facing unbelievable temptation. Oh my goodness, you don't want to know. On the TV, on the tabloids, on the newspapers, on the social medias, you see, I think we're in massive everlasting bomb bomb era. Like there's bomb bomb everywhere, there's big boobs everywhere, it's everywhere. You turn left, right, forward, backward. Because sometimes it's like you should close your eyes and go to work and come back and go to shop, but it's not possible. So if the woman is able to make this man know that I don't care all the G string you see outside, I don't care all the craziness of some ladies out there. But by the time he comes back home, the king is home to the queen, and the queen makes the king knows that I've got it, man. I've got it. Come to your abode. Come to this. This is fellowship. Let's have some time away. Now you tell me, can that man be drawn away by all the mini skirts and all the G strings outside there? Not gonna be moved. They come back because they know you've got the best. So, ladies, it's time to roll up your sleeves and go to work. Okay. And then the other thing I want to emphasize that the man really needs is a wife that smells nice. It's part of being romantic. I'm talking to the ladies now. Why? You would have thought that all ladies smell nice. Well, that's a very massive assumption. You need to smell nice. Don't smell food. I talked about this for the men last week, right? But now the ladies, don't smell food. Don't smell like don't smell like somebody want to run away. Does that make sense? Okay. So your hygiene must be top notch. You can get some perfumes that you put around you, and the man just don't know what to do. He just asks for mercy because you've just brought him down. And I can tell you, a lot of men want to go down. They want to kneel down. They're not worshiping you, but because of the way you are and the way you make them feel, you see them get on your knees. And most times, men just get on their knees um, to say, I want to marry you. But if a woman that is well packaged, a woman that is very attractive, you know how to position your body, your smell and everything, you'll be surprised. Every week your husband is kneeling down. And you know why he's kneeling down? He's kneeling down because he has to kneel down. Okay, let's keep quiet. You understand what I'm saying? He kneels down because he must kneel down, right? So, ladies, let's do something different. Okay. Make the man feel that he is a hero, a king, respected, valued. Make him feel that without him, this life is not entirely complete in your life. And that is beautiful. That is amazing. That goes a long way to impact your relationship. Finally, I want to say this. Most ladies don't do this, but it's important you do this. Ladies, you can create a bucket list with your husband as part of the bucket list, not just exclusive for yourself. Create a bucket list with how you want to experience certain things in life with your husband. Sometimes ladies they just create it's about them. They want to buy this, they want to go there, they want to do this, they want to do that. They are just focusing on themselves, and yet they want the man to focus on them. They want the man to plan things, to get involved. It's just about the ladies and the women. That's not nice. That's not fair. You create a bucket list, create adventures, create something both of you can enjoy together, quality to create memories, to enjoy together. And even if the man needs to get involved, support, but let it be that you are the one initiating, planning, creative, and thinking about these things. Not only when the man does it, and then you're excited, you're shouting, oh, I love it, I love it, I love it. What about you doing it? And the man say, oh, I love it, I love it. Create a bucket list and let the man get involved as well, so that it will impact your marriage and relationship. Okay? So we have spoken about practical ways on how the woman, the wife, can create and sustain romance with her own husband, not with the boss, not with the exes, not with tablets and social media and people that she doesn't see, but she sees them virtually, not even with their pastors or their co-workers or anywhere, with her husband, right? So it's really, really important as husband that you just sit and just enjoy this, because the wives are going to do great stuff. So at the back of this, I want to encourage women, wives to take action at the back of this. And for those that are here, share this particular live to every wife that you know. All right. Just send it to them. It's YouTube, it's free. Let them listen and find a way to improve their relationship and to build romance with their husbands. This thing can easily, hugely impact their marriage and to make things better. And sometimes when you do this over and over again, well, you will come back and tell me, I didn't know my husband is like this. I didn't know my husband can react like this. Who wouldn't want to love these things as a man? Except, well, something is wrong fundamentally. But most men will want to enjoy this kind of treat and this kind of stuff. All right. So, ladies, please roll up your sleeves and let's go to work. All right. And I want to appreciate all those in Instagram. Thank you so much. A lot of you. Wow. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate your time of being here. And I believe you've learned something a lot today. Those on Facebook as well. Thank you so much for joining me. And those on YouTube. It's been incredible. It's been amazing. I want to appreciate you. Don't forget our men's program. I just want to show that again. If you were not here, make sure that your husband is here as a wife. Husband, go to this website www.limitlesslifepro.com and register to get 50% discount. This is what we are doing. 6th of July. It's going to be phenomenal. It's going to be incredible. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be life transformational. This is not just talk. This is action. Tools, strategies, connection, ways where men can help men to change the dynamics of their relationship. So we can't wait to see you. Let me again repeat the video that highlights.
High Performing Man Conference. Wow.
Hi everyone, I'm John, and I've just finished with the High Performance Men Conference.
High Performing Man Conference was amazing.
What an extraordinary weekend this has been. It's been a very power-packed weekend from beginning to the end.
I wasn't quite sure what to expect coming in, but I mean, you've blown all my expectations.
And honestly, I'm lost for words. I'm blown away, but I'm also left really challenged and charged as well. When I came in this morning, my expectations were nowhere near what I actually came and experienced today.
If you were in the room, I've just been hearing that they've not seen men that are vulnerable, that are authentic. And I think it's time for men to begin to help men more.
I've met some very wonderful speakers, made some wonderful connections, but more importantly, I've been charged to become the man that I believe God is coming to be.
And look, we're finished. And they're still around. Nobody wants to go home.
Right? This is the first time I'm ever seeing men at a conference not wanting to go home.
So that means this would have gone on for hours and hours if you even could.
Because we've had a very insightful and a thought-provoking and life-transforming and life-changing seminar.
We encourage you and really charge you that if you hear about this next year, please do everything to attend, because you would not remain the same.
When there's another event, I'm definitely coming. My name is Michael, by the way.
If you see anything anywhere, before they finish saying high performing, before they say the man, you'll have bought your ticket already, because you just don't want to miss the next one.
Wanting to invest in whatever it is that God has called you to do, you want to register for next year.
So thank you so much for being with me today. And I believe that we've created a lot of value. Until next week, stay blessed and remain